I would like to say that the visual that we are going to use now is something which is very much important for any report. I'm going to talk about KPI. Now, we will be inserting few KPIs as the part of our product details. Okay. KPI has been used for the comparison purposes, how much we have achieved as compared to the target value, and the trend also can be seen in a very small space. That's the beauty of a KPI. Okay, I'll be creating not one, two, but three KPIs for you, and you can also do it along with me. First of all, under the visualization over here, you can see these two color icons. This is what a KPI is all about. I'll select it and it will become part of my report. And let me just put it over here. First of all, there you go. And I'll keep some space here. Okay, that's the half of this. So that's why I really like these lines, ghost lines we call it in MS Office also. And let me also put some break, which I generally do. So I'll just bring it over here to drag it. Okay. And one more over here. Setting up takes time slightly, that I admit. And once it has been done, it's also very important to keep the things organized into a report as well as it looks good. Personally, I believe so. Okay, so we have this KPI with us, and I'm going to show revenue versus target. But if I bring your attention over here onto this fact that we are creating this entire page for one purpose, that is, it's going to show the data for one particular product. Right now it is overall, but will be changing later on. That I'll show you. I'll surprise you with something which is very special in Power BI. Okay, so let's wait. Right, so let us talk about the KPI first. Here you can see we have couple of things. We have indicator, we have target trend axis, then we have the target goal. So indicator is, for me, it's going to be revenue. I'll drop the revenue here in the indicator, number one. Second of all, what is going to be my target trend axis? Trend axis, basically I want to show monthly trend inside this quick KPI card. So for this, I'll just go with the start of month and I'll drop it into trend axis, and I'll click on this drop down and I'll change it to so it's not required, I'm sorry. So it's already there. It's start of month, and you can see at the back of this, let me also put into the focus view so that you'll be able to see it clearly. At the back of this gray color trend is basically the revenue trend. If I go back, you'll be able to compare it along with this line. This is exactly the same thing, but here we are getting as the background of this visual, right? Because it's a monthly trend for the revenue that we are getting, and this value, do not mislead, but this value is something for the current month, for the latest month figure. Okay, if I go back, I'll show you. Look at that, 1.83 million. This is the same one. Okay, now I'll show you the magic related to the KPI. I want to compare the revenue versus the target. So once I'll search for the revenue once again, I'll be getting the target revenue. Remember, target revenue was 2% jump in the previous month revenue. So I'll simply select it and I'm going to drop it over here into the target goals. That's very interesting. The moment I'll drop it, it will simply compare the value. And you can see the goal was 1.8 million and we have overachieved rather, which is 1.83 million, which is 1.29% higher than the previous month. And that is the reason the entire visual went in a green color, and you can see a check over here. That's the beauty of this visual. I personally like it a lot. And it is saying that revenue and target revenue. I'll simply change the title so that it should fit as per our report, I'll simply say revenue versus target. I just want to keep it as short as possible. Okay, target month. No, I don't want month. Here it is. This is quite good for me. And I'm going to apply the similar formatting. You know how to do it. I'll select it. I'll go to Format Painter. I'll click on this visual. That's it. Okay. I think we have space with us. I'll simply drag it here so that I can drag this slightly to make it bigger. And this one also. So this is revenue versus target. Okay, I'll simply create a copy of the same. I'll select it, press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I'm going to drop it over here. Okay, and this time it's not going to be for revenue. I will be creating it for orders. So I'll search for the orders, which is the order quantity. We have target order quantity with us, right? And order quantity. So I'll simply drop in the total order quantity here in place of this indicator, because this is going to be based on this. Right now it is coming red because it is trying to compare it with the revenue, which is 1.8 million. So that is wrong. So I'll be dropping the target order quantity here into the target goals, and I'll remove the revenue part, and now you'll be able to see that it is comparing apple versus apple, means that it's comparing the order quantity with the target one. So target was 8.36 thousand, and it has achieved little bit less as compared to the goal. That's why it is coming in a red color. Okay, which is fine, it's okay. And I'll just go over here in the format and I'll be changing the title which suits this, which is order quantity versus target. Okay, and I will be putting a break once again here, which is coming up over here. I'll just bring it here and I'll create a copy of this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I'll place it here. So slightly I need to tone it down to fit in this space, and this is going to be for returns. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll search for the returns. I'll search for the return, which is total return quantity. I'll drop it into the indicator, and right now I don't have the target return. We don't have any target return. We'll consider previous month as our target. Okay, so but also we don't have the previous month return quantity. So I'll be creating the same. Remember, I've told you measures won't leave you. So that's the reason we have to create it once again. So I'll right click and create a new measure over here, and we'll say previous month return quantity. Remember, it's going to be calculate, and it's going to be the return quantity, comma, date add, and we'll say date is going to be the calendar date, comma, and then number of interval, I'll say -1, comma, and it will be month. I'll close down the bracket twice, enter, and this will be my previous month return quantity. That's going to be my target return for this. So I'll simply drag this previous month return quantity over here into the target goals. and you will notice that as it is actually comparing it over here. Okay, it's comparing the goal is 169 and this month the return quantity was 167. Try to understand from Power BI perspective, it is showing us in a red color, but it's something good for us, good for the organization, that the returns were lesser as compared to the goal. Now what you need to do, you need to make it, you need to correct it. How? You can simply go to the format and let Power BI know this is not the case. Okay, understand this visual in other way round. So for this, you will say the color coding is not supposed to be high is good. It is supposed to be low is good. So once you click, and you will notice it has changed its mindset towards this particular visual. Okay, and now I'll go to the title and I'll also change the title. And it is not going to be order quantity, it's going to be return quantity versus target. I'll go with target itself, which is absolutely fine. I'll go back, and this is how we have created 3 different KPIs in our product details page. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're going to use this visual a lot. Thank you so much.